Hello, welcome to TJD, episode 78. We watched Rosemary's Baby.
I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.
Drew, this was your pick, 1968, Rosemary's Baby, directed by Roman Polanski. You want to give a little bit of a rundown?
I'll just read it off IMDb because they word it so much more eloquently than I can ever dream up. Basically, it's a young couple moves into an apartment only to be surrounded by peculiar neighbors and occurrences. When the wife becomes mysteriously pregnant, paranoia over the safety of her unborn child begins to control her life.
It's a heartwarming tale.
Yeah. We're just going to say, I guess spoilers. This movie is almost 50 years old.
Yeah, the SOL's up on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This has been talked about, obviously. It's one of the greatest horror movies of all time. Like, a suspense thriller. Mm-hmm. So, if you don't want to know, then okay. But, yeah.
Now, if they haven't seen it, would you recommend they watch it before listening?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd recommend it as well.
Okay. So, pros, cons?
Mia Farrow. Pro.
Is a pro.
Yes. I agree.
She's good.
I'm not sure if it was because she was new to acting. I don't know how much Mia had done before this film.
Nude?
New.
Oh. That's what I thought he said, too.
I thought you said nude acting.
Well, she did do nude acting.
No, she did do nude acting.
That's pretty good.
No, nude too. Like, how many films had she helmed before this?
Helmed?
Yes.
Like, been the lead-in?
Yeah.
Not sure.
Only a handful. Probably about 4.
I was going to say, she seemed a little rough, but I don't know if that's just how she was playing her character. Like, she was supposed to be some Omaha living or
represent.
Yep. just a, timid girl.
Yeah.
So, but living in the big city.
She has her moments where she shines, though. That fucking reaction when she sees the kid is great.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't really get a look at the kid. You see, like, a flash that, who knows.
Overlays.
You don't really see the details, but you see that it's fucked up and not normal. But you basically have her reaction to go on, and it's just a classic, great fucking reaction. Like, pure terror. Like, what the fuck?
What am I looking at?
Yeah.
This can't have come out of my vagina.
Right.
Well, she says immediately, like, when she sees him, she goes, What have you done to him? Yeah. What have you done to his eyes?
Calls them monsters, and yeah, it's great. It makes that scene.
But I'm going to go with the con here. And maybe it's because it's an older film and I knew about it a little bit. Like, at no time was I like, oh, she's imagining this. Like, I always kind of felt like, yeah, this is going exactly how she's thinking it.
You also had it spoiled for you, though.
Well, and then I realized this might not have been the same movie. I may have been thinking of another movie where I'm trying to think of the name, and maybe you'll know it. Woman has the baby in the hospital, and it, like, starts murdering everyone in the operating room.
This was an older movie?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
No, I don't either.
Well, then
I was going to say The Omen, but that's not The Omen.
No.
I'll just look it up quick. But no, and I get that, and that's why I prefaced it. But at the same time, I don't know. The whole time, I'm just like, I believe Mia Farrow's character. Like,
I didn't mean to interrupt, but like, I told you halfway through, the cool thing about the movie is it really kind of telegraphs that punch way before. Like, it isn't really good about making you think, oh, she's just fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's basically like, hey, there's a demon baby. Like, we're pretty obvious about it.
Yeah.
It's, you're just along for the weird ride, wondering how it's all going to play out, really.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I guess I don't really knock it because I don't really think that he was trying to play it that way. And if he was, he did a bad job at that, but it didn't. It seemed so obvious that's what they were doing.
It seemed they were kind of intentionally leading you down the path to to assume that.
Right. Plus, it gets to a point where, like, I don't know, like, everybody's leaving the room constantly. Like, right after she would say something about, I'm going to go do this, somebody'd leave the room, make a phone call. Like, weird shit's going on to a point where it basically removes any shadow of a doubt that she's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, no, there's some shit going on.
Yeah.
They don't want her talking to other people.
Right. You only talk to these people or someone they recommend.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure you want to have a party without these other people? Yeah.
Right.
Also, I figured out the movie. It's called It's Alive.
Oh, yeah. I've heard of that.
You have?
Yeah.
What year?
1974.
Oh.
So.
Sounds fun.
Heartwarming.
Heartwarming.
And along those same lines, I'll give a pro of how the movie kind of unfolds in twists and turns with little details, like you were mentioning, like, people leave the room when they mention, anything that she's doing. They're always monitoring her. They're monitoring the people that she's coming into contact with. They're taking out the people that she has contact with. Just very little intricate things here and there. I think the pacing's good.
I'd agree. It's not really slow. It moves about where I like it to go, I guess.
I was going to say, the only other Roman Polanski film that I can think of off the top of my head has the same exact pace as it, and that's The Ninth Gate. Kind of just trudges along, like giving you that information as you need it.
He did The Ninth Gate?
Roman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd forgotten that.
That's why I asked if you guys had seen it.
No.
So, but yeah, it kind of gives you information as you go, but like maybe some scenes linger, but it's just kind of part of it. So, but it really focuses on the storytelling and the just setting up of everything, like giving you that uneasy feeling.
Well, and like when they make such a big deal out of such a minor thing, that has to play into something later. Like, for example, when that guy loses his glove, and you're like, "Where's my glove? Oh, I must have left it at such and such center where I was at." And then Mia Farrow calls him up later, and she goes, "Did you ever find that glove?
Right.
What happened to that glove?"
Never found it.
No.
Or the ties.
Mm-hmm. Or the ties. Yeah.
I'm right here.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
I know. It's fine. Just let it happen.
I'll catch it in my mouth.
Yeah. Also, how does her husband stay with her? He literally watched the devil have sex with her.
Some people just like to sit back and watch a demon plow their wife.
I got a question.
That laugh. Holy shit. That quiet. It's so creepy.
I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Would I let the devil plow my wife?
No. Would you want Satan's sloppy seconds?
Oh boy.
It's Mia Farrow.
It's Mia Farrow.
It's Mia Farrow. Was that your response?
I'm just posing it to you.
Bro, it's Mia Farrow. You get that soldier in there, and you power through it.
And if you do have Satan's sloppy seconds, does your thing get bitten off?
Well, see, I think that's why he never had sex with her, is because
he filled her with hellfire.
He was worried that, it would come down and just bite.
Well, he was even scared to fucking feel the thing.
Yeah, he didn't want to touch it. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was a great...
I mean, I can't really blame him. If you knew what was going on, I'd be like, yeah, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't touch you.
Yeah.
Or that kid. Speaking of touching her, that was wrong.
What part?
I mean, the whole thing.
You can't... Touching her was wrong.
That was too broad of a statement.
Yeah.
Hey, we made you some pudding.
Yeah. They went full Bill Cosby on this.
Yeah, that was...
And
unsettling.
And then when she wakes up and he's like, yeah, it was baby night. I wasn't going to let that go to waste. And she's like, well, I mean...
Yeah, I got a little rough because she had those scratch marks.
Yeah.
So the devil likes it rough, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd imagine the devil likes it rough.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd be a little let down if he didn't.
Almost.
There we are. Thought we had a devil here. My God.
He wants a lady in the sheets, but a freak in the streets.
That's what the devil wants?
Yeah.
You hang out with him on the weekends?
No, I took those ludicrous lines from Yeah and Usher's Yeah and just reversed them.
Oh.
Because he said he wants a lady in the street but a freak in the bed. So
I was going to say, put the thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
It's not ludicrous.
It's Missy Elliott.
Why do I know that?
Fuck.
That's old as fuck.
Oh, and Yeah isn't?
That's something I saw on TRL one day. And was like, that's what music is.
Now.
And I got in my spaceship, and I left. I want to talk about...
By the way, they're bringing TRL back.
For who?
I don't know, but they are, because...
Music videos even exist?
As a reality television show?
I have no clue. MTV was on, and they're like, TRL is coming back. And I was like, what?
Wait. Why was MTV on?
I think there was a movie on. I'm trying to remember which one. What movie was it?
Unacceptable.
My dad was watching it. That's what was weird.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Huh.
He's like, this Beavis and Butthead New America is pretty great.
Oh, he would not watch that shit.
Just jump out and start running really fast.
But no, I was like, TRL? What the fuck?
Yeah, I haven't seen that in a minute. Middle school?
Yeah.
Probably last time I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
Saw some P.D. Pablo, and then it was gone. I was like, North Carolina! And then never saw it again.
Yeah, take your shirt off, throw it around your head, spin it like a helicopter.
I don't know that song.
I know
Get
that
the fuck
song.
out of here.
I don't recognize it. I'm like, P.D. Pablo. That name sounds familiar, but I don't.
Could you honestly name another P.D. Pablo
No,
song?
I couldn't.
I can't either.
Let's say I remember Eminem being on there. That was a little weird.
TRL?
Yeah. You know, Carson and Eminem just hanging out.
Yeah.
And then
was Fred Durst there too?
Probably.
No, not that time. But then what's his name? The guy from Oasis.
Noel or Liam Gallagher?
One of them was on there. Literally didn't say a word. He just walked on.
That sounds about right.
And then he just sat in the corner, and Carson kept trying to talk to him. And he just shook his head, and he goes, "Well, thanks for coming." And he goes, "Oh, I can go." Yeah.
Dude, those
All right.
motherfuckers still hate each other. You could offer them a blank check, and I don't think he'd make another album with his brother.
What happened?
They never fucking liked each other.
But
They did a live show once where I think his brother hit him in the fucking mouth with a guitar and just walked off stage.
Fuck.
Yeah, and they had such good songs, but they will not work together.
It's like a wonder wall came between them.
Fucking damn it. You feel that Ebola rising within you?
Wait,
I don't know. Ebola doesn't course through my system like it does yours, apparently.
Yeah.
you generate your own Ebola.
It was a rough weekend.
Did you have sex with Satan?
I was going to say Satan shot me a little something special.
I was gonna say
Satan's semen is Ebola.
the creature from the Black Lagoon got to you.
Yeah. It's not a pro or a con, but it's an interesting fact, and I know you've been waiting. Let's talk about Helter Skelter.
Yeah.
You ready for that?
Go ahead.
You already know the story?
Parts of it.
The Beatles song?
Well, it has to deal with it, yes.
So Charles Manson's in jail. He's been there for a while.
Yep.
You know why?
No.
You don't know. Okay. That's okay.
Are you talking about the mass genocide of a bunch of people, or?
Not really genocide.
Just murder.
He had a cult.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the cult, didn't they call themselves Helter... Or no, they believed in a Helter Skelter, which was like an apocalyptic war or some shit. And this is what Charles Manson was telling his followers, that this war was coming, and it was Helter Skelter. It's based off the Beatles song, Helter Skelter.
Mm-hmm.
So, Roman Polanski had a wife named Sharon Tate, and she was an actress as well. Do you know anything about her?
I've heard the name.
You know what happened to her?
No. She
So,
died?
Yeah. Did this come out in 1968?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a year after this movie, Sharon Tate's pregnant, and she has some people over for a party, I think. And this group that Charles Manson told what to do went over to the house, and they fucking brutally killed everybody. It was really fucked up. They, like, carved an X into her pregnant stomach and, like, tied a rope around her neck and attached it to some other lady's neck. They didn't hang them. They did all this weird shit. They wrote pig in blood on the door, I think, the front door of the house. They stabbed her 16 times. A bunch of fucked up shit.
But they didn't hang her, so that's good.
Yeah, they didn't hang her. They just put the rope there. It was about sending a message, maybe?
Oh my God.
I don't know, really. But fucked up, eerily kind of... I don't know, somehow I always think it reminds me of this movie. I don't know why. Just because it deals with a pregnant woman and crazy people.
And the connection to Polanski.
And the connection. There's also a connection to the Beatles, because John Lennon lived in the building that this apartment is in the movie. Like, it's a real filming location. And he got killed outside of it.
Who did?
John Lennon was shot and killed
by Mark David Chapman. Outside that apartment building?
So you have the Helter Skelter thing, and John Lennon and Polanski's wife getting murdered. Which is all kinds of weird. It's just weird. It's kind of like The Exorcist and all the weird shit around that movie.
Poltergeist, yeah.
Poltergeist, yeah.
Poultrygeist.
I like Poltergeist.
Well, that's a movie, too. Yeah. About an evil turkey?
Yeah.
Is that your pick?
No.
Oh.
Man, that would be fun. Or it'd be horrible.
Ginger Dead Man?
Ginger Dead Man? Gary Busey? I've been waiting.
You know, I can't bring myself to spend money on that.
Sharknado?
I never saw it.
It's stupid fun, but it is really bad, and all the sequels got even worse.
But the cameos got better.
The cameos got better, and some of the kills, they stepped up their game. Those were kind of fun, but they just are bad.
Before we go any further, I wanted to make a plug. I wanted to give props to Sean Flanagan for lending me his copy of Rosemary's Baby. So thank you for letting us watch it.
Yeah, even though we had an issue with sound.
For a bit. We got things turned around.
But we reversed it, so.
Flip it and reverse it?
Yeah. You know that song's about sex?
What?
That just blow your mind?
All these years singing it in church.
Wait, what church are you going to?
I went to a church.
In the well.
Yeah. The Church of the Well Children.
Yeah.
The children aren't doing very well.
In the well?
Yeah, they're dead.
Is that like some sort of like ironic twist?
Maybe.
I think it's just a coincidence. I don't think you guys know what irony is.
More than Alanis Morissette.
There we go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's what you wanted.
I did.
I could see it in his face.
This is what our pod has devolved
I
into.
think it helped me come.
Oh. Can we tell people that you helped Ty come?
Do people not know?
I guess not. According to Drew.
Quit holding hands.
Didn't we have a graphic audio experience?
Oh, God. I was trying to forget that, but thanks for bringing it back up.
I gotta upload that. Can't wait.
Oh, God.
Mainly because I can't remember what episode it is. So it's actually gonna surprise me. I'll be at work, like, how do I hide this boner?
You can't hide memories, though.
And this vomit. You can't hide memories. That's what alcohol's for.
That's what this tannis root is for.
Yeah.
Do you guys believe in witches?
Do I believe that at one point there was probably people doing weird shit that people didn't like? Probably. I mean, there's all kinds of weird fucking people out there.
But you don't believe in the supernatural spells and black cats and...
I have
voodoo
never...
dolls.
I've never... The Goo Goo Dolls?
Yes. I said the voodoo dolls, but...
Goo Goo Dolls are real.
Yeah.
I believe in them.
Are you quoting Ricky Martin right now?
Why?
Because I said black cats and you said voodoo dolls.
Oh, that totally escaped me. I didn't even...
Wait, why do both of you know lyrics to Ricky Martin?
Why
Dude,
don't you?
That was Livin' La Vida Loca. That was like
Yeah.
huge back in the 90s.
Wait,
dude.
that's a line from that?
Yes. She's in
Black-
superstition, black cats and voodoo dolls.
Why the fuck do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Dude, that song was huge.
I know it was fucking huge. I can't recite it.
Those are the first fucking lyrics to the song.
If I heard "Livin' La Vida Loca," I'd be like, that'd be my recognition. But I wouldn't hear two random things and go,
That happened to be said back to back.
Oh yeah, Ricky Martin.
Oh, I did.
Actually, flip it and reverse it. Fuck. I always get in my boat and I'm rowing out into the middle of the lake.
You think you're better than
And I'm
everyone.
looking around like, this makes sense. And then you point out, no, you've only got half a boat. You're taking on water, son. You fucking idiot. Oh, God. Fine. Whatever.
But voodoo dolls.
What were we even talking about?
Like if we believe
Do we believe
Yeah,
in witchcraft?
witches, yeah. Covens.
I don't know. Do you?
I think there's some supernatural aspects. Whether or not they're actually able to tap into Satan himself is a whole nother thing.
Yeah, how do they get the direct line to Satan? That's what I want to know.
that necklace with cat shit in it? You just huff that a couple... Or it was the paint thinner or whatever he had.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you talk to Satan.
I just like that they give her right away a glass of wine. It's like, that's what Satan wants. Some alcohol.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
How she's pregnant the whole time and she's got people smoking around her. She's drinking quite
time.
often.
Yeah. If you gave birth back then, your kid lived through some shit.
That's...
We made tougher kids back then.
Is that why everyone in the baby boomers generation has FAS? Back in simpler times where people smoked cigarettes and drank brandy around pregnant people.
Well, drinking the brandy around them isn't a big deal. Letting them drink the brandy is
Well, that's what I'm saying. The peer pressure.
Yeah. Newsflash, drinking in front of a pregnant person won't affect them.
Well, that's not what I heard on Fox News.
Well, good God, we're getting political. I was going to make a joke about the baby boomers and fetal alcohol syndrome, and that's how they vote.
Oh my God.
That's the only explanation. But we're not a political show.
No,
Oh
we try not to be.
We got more pros, more cons.
How? I would not have accepted shit from that woman after
No.
anything.
Hell no.
No.
Here, drink this Oreo thing. This Oreo-looking milkshake
Mm-hmm.
that has vitamins and whatever you need to give birth to a healthy Satan.
Yeah.
I drink your milkshake. I drink it up.
My straw goes all the way over here.
I never
God.
saw There Will Be Blood.
Damn it, that's a good movie.
Oh, shit. I've got a pro. I really like a lot of the shots in this film.
Shot very well.
Polanski knows how to frame up a shot. He had a lot of tracking shots that were really cool. There were a lot of scenes where he wouldn't cut away from an individual, like somebody, like the husband's walking down the hallway or something like that, and they just, I don't know, it's very eerie and mysterious the way he kind of shot this thing.
Mm-hmm. The transfer is excellent as well. The Criterion HD transfer.
I was impressed with it.
Looks brand new. I mean, other than, styles and stuff changing.
Mm-hmm. What did you guys think about the practical effects, the blood and
Thought it was
all
good.
that shit? Like, you see a murder pretty quick in the film.
But there's not really a lot of effects really in the movie.
I guess not.
At least to the naked eye, there might be some shit that
I was gonna say the worst was probably out on the street with the suicide that the other girl that they were raising had, because there was like the fake blood all over her face on the street, and then also all over the car. I'm like, how did it get all over? Like, just the way it was streaked and everything. Like,
Do you think she killed herself?
fuck no. I think she wasn't willing to go through with it, or she had a miscarriage.
Or she knew what it was and killed herself.
That could be too.
Either way, I mean...
So, question, that glass breaking you hear down in the basement, do you think that was somebody listening in on her?
I don't really know. There are some things that it doesn't really come out and tell you, like the scene where she eats the pudding, goes under or whatever, and there's a big fucking like psychedelic freak out scene, and she's on a boat, but you're not really sure if she's on a boat or if she's imagining being on a boat. Why the fuck is JFK there?
Yeah, that was
or the guy that seemed like JFK.
Yeah, I was like, he had that JFK accent. You're like,
yeah,
is that JFK?
Well, he kind of looked like him, and then he talked, and he kind of sounded like him too. And I'm like, wow, all right,
that was weird. And then like, there was the captain, the navigator of the boat, who happened to be on the elevator, but you only see him one time besides the dream sequence.
Right. But what I was going to say is they, through that scene, you have a giant fucking demon get up on that. Mm-hmm. And where the fuck did he go?
Yeah, they said the devil came from under.
Right.
Came from hell.
Yeah.
Right. But I said the kid has his father's eyes. His dad's Satan. But you're like, where's my Satan?
My guess is like while she was being psychedelic, like they led her onto the elevator and they took her to the basement, and like maybe they had like a seance type thing down there set up,
right?
And some sort of portal to hell.
Because it also seemed like everybody else was jumping in. Like, even the women were naked. You're like,
everyone was naked, yeah.
I think it's just one giant orgy, but, like, Satan gets her, but everybody else can do what they want.
Now, I don't have a vagina. I'd imagine I'd know if I got a train ran on me.
By Satan?
By Satan.
Yeah.
Well, not only Satan, but everyone in the fucking apartment
Honestly,
complex.
I think it was only Satan did something to her.
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Why was everyone naked then?
I think it's just part of the ritual.
Yeah.
Oh, like the ritual. Oh, you just take all your shit off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, maybe they have a group orgy, but, like, she is specifically reserved for Satan because they don't want to spoil the seed.
Mm-hmm.
How big do you think Satan is?
Well, at first she looked...
Holy shit. The gesture you just made, I don't even think there's a lube on Earth. Maybe in hell. He brought it with him.
Yeah, it's called devil's spit. Yeah. It's what Famous Dave's used to...
It's just a gallon drum of fucking Crisco.
Did you see the look on her face, though? When she first,
Well, because her husband even said she's awake, her eyes are open. Because if she ate the pudding, it doesn't matter. Which she only ate a little bit, that's why she was actually...
awake and
somewhat awake.
And how can you have any pudding if you haven't eaten your meat?
Wow.
Dessert first, Jake.
Pink Floyd reference.
Dessert first.
Oh, you didn't know the reference? No. Oh, you were just offended deeply.
Yeah.
Oh, eat the meat. Okay. I didn't mean it that way.
That's what I thought he meant.
There's another meaning to that.
Yeah.
Unintentional.
Are you sure?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of happy now.
I think it ended up working out in your favor.
Yeah. This was good.
I enjoyed this.
It'll be a weird pro, but the husband's really a piece of shit.
He is.
And there's really no redeemable part of him. He sells out his wife to become famous. He's awful.
But he's doing it for the family, Jake.
Yeah.
He's providing for the family.
I feel like that's bullshit.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I think it was, I have an ego, my career's not going the way I want it to.
And then I think what happened for him to agree to this is he had to have like a show of proof. And so when the guys are just sitting in the dining room, the first night they had supper together, the main guy, whatever his name is, or his fake name is, tells him, I can get you a part.
You're talking when they're smoking out in the other room?
Yep, and the women are doing dishes. I think he wanted to show that they could actually do something for him, and so that's why nothing happened until he got that lead part.
And now that you say that, and I think back to that scene, I think when she comes back into the room, he has a look on his face like he's just been told some really weird shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like kind of holding a cigarette, but he's not really doing anything with it. He's just kind of like staring.
But he seems so intrigued too.
Yeah. So I think you're onto something there.
I think the subtext is he's been told, hey,
right. The offer's been extended.
Yeah. We know you want kids. We're just asking for one thing. We can make you rich and famous. So
how crazy is that? Like, I don't even remember really the look on his face, or like I didn't even remember that they were having a conversation, or that's even where that deal could have been struck up.
Yeah, because they had a cool shot too, where it was like in the kitchen that just shows a doorway. You're like, why am I looking at a doorway? And
but
you notice the smoke.
But you also don't hear him talking.
No, you hear nothing they're saying.
But he looks like he's been listening the whole time.
She comes out and he has that very strange look on his face. At least I thought it was a strange look.
That's what I took from it, is that's where he got the offer.
It makes sense.
So, but yeah, then her awful food. But
so let's say you got a girlfriend, because you knew we were going down this road.
Yes.
Let's say you've been dating 6 months. It's okay. It's not great. It's all right. And some old guy comes to you and extends the same offer. Hey, I can make your career just fucking explode. All you gotta do is let Satan get up on that, and we'll take a kid, and she doesn't have to be involved, and we'll get you set for life, and that'll be it. Just one kid. You do it?
No.
Yeah, he wouldn't do it.
Does she love the baby?
It'd be hard to say beforehand. Let's say she does.
Well, then everything kind of works itself out.
It's okay then.
It worked out for them, did it not? Aren't they going to be a nice, happy family now? And she's going to be okay with it?
I want to hear you say it. He doesn't want to commit.
No, probably not. It depends.
He's like, I plead the fifth.
Depends on the girl.
6 months.
Do I love this girl?
Maybe.
She's moved in with you. I'm going to say she's moved in with you.
Yeah.
Like, that's how committed you are to this woman. You've let her move in.
It's a big step.
You have, like, inside jokes and shit.
That's a big step.
Yeah.
I'd probably say no then.
No?
I'd probably say no.
She's tickled your anus. You've let her.
Then definitely not, because you can't give that up.
I mean, you got fingers. If that's all you're after.
Yeah, but it's different when somebody else is doing it.
Yeah, when it's a stranger. Not a
Drew,
stranger.
if I can share the money, I'll tickle your fucking anus.
You got a deal.
You hear that, Satan? Weird.
You hear that, Satan? Take Drew's girl. I'll tickle his anus.
This went in a direction I was not expecting.
Yeah, there's a level of greed inside me that I didn't realize was there.
Like, where's that money? Give it to me.
I thought it was...
I'll tickle anuses. I don't care.
I thought the line was at the railroad spike, but apparently it's way beyond that. I've evolved over time. It's so much worse.
I'm so proud of you, like, watching you transform.
Into a monster.
Over these pods. It's been amazing.
Yeah. Such a good spirit. Yeah, I don't think I'd do it.
No.
But if I didn't like her, I probably would.
Jeez. But then
if she gave me shit that morning.
But then you have to spend 9 more months with her.
Who said that? I don't gotta hang around. I can just have my minions do that.
Actually, they'll probably ask you to do it so she has a support system. Because otherwise, she would just go back to Omaha with her family. And then they wouldn't be able to keep an eye on her.
I feel like there's these things called chains that would just alleviate all these problems.
Is Alice in them?
Jesus Christ. No.
Oh, okay.
Rosemary's in them.
Oh.
He didn't need to hang around. He wasn't doing shit anyway. Everybody else was doing
but
everything.
if he had left...
You're saying support system.
She would have left. She would have went home. And they weren't going to follow her to
You think
Omaha.
they would have let her go home? I think they would have followed her to Omaha.
But she would have had family around. She could have asked them to stay away.
Here's a question for you, completely off topic.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor she went to, that she thought was a good doctor, you think he was in on it, or do you think he thought that she was just mentally ill?
I think with her being that far along, he thought she was mentally ill.
I think the opposite.
You thought he was in on it?
Mm-hmm.
It could go both ways, because he's like, you mind if I keep this book?
It's totally speculation. But just from the way that he was looking at her, like, you notice, like, I noticed a total, like, emotional change. Like, after she gets in that room and she's laying down.
Right.
Just the way he kind of, like, looks at her and, like, slowly closes the door. And then when Saperstein and her husband come in to come get her, and he brings her luggage and all this shit. Just the way, I don't know, just the way he handles himself.
He also didn't seem all that shocked when she's telling him this whole fucking
Exactly.
story.
He's not like...
He's just kind of sitting there looking at her like... And it could be that's just, some people are just like that. And he's just taking in the information, processing it. And maybe he's having an internal monologue going, is she crazy or is this actually happening? But it could also be, I already know about all this shit. I'm just going to let her get it all out, go lay her down, and we'll call him up and they can come fucking get her. But I don't know. It could go either way.
You guys want to know a fun fact about this movie?
Hmm.
The baby, Rosemary's Baby, actually grew up to be Harvey Weinstein.
Wow.
Topical and depressing.
That was outstanding.
Thank you.
That was a roller coaster.
Wow.
I did not know where that was going to go.
I did not.
So proud.
I did not expect
Also, I
that.
thought you were fucking serious for a minute. And if the news is to be believed, maybe you are serious.
Oh, shit.
No, he's too old.
I know, I was like trying to line up timelines. I'm like, who's a real piece of shit?
Yeah. He's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now
If
think
the
of-
stories are true.
Now think of the people that threw him under the bus. They gotta have way worse skeletons than he does.
Probably. Because they hid it for so long.
I guess it was one of those things that wasn't even really that well hidden. It's kind of like everybody knew about it, but
No, there's news. Well, why is it such a big deal now, though?
Well,
Well,
do we...
because it's wrong.
Yeah. I mean, kind of on that note, do we want to talk about Roman Polanski's baggage?
I mean, it's in the same vein.
It is. Like, unintentionally, Drew did bring up, like, the filmmaker's baggage.
It's valid. Go ahead.
So, Roman Polanski is a famous director, but he also has a famous incident where he was charged with rape and battery of a 13-year-old girl. He had just finished filming Chinatown with Jack Nicholson, and she admitted she didn't see anything. She just thought it was weird that the two of them came out of a locked room together.
Right.
So
it's one of those things, are you willing to overlook somebody as a person to try to appreciate their art?
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you watch a movie done by someone who's done something terrible like that? Like, I don't know if you know this, but the guy that did Jeepers Creepers...
I did not know that.
Oh, I heard about that.
Is a fucking child molester. Legit. Jail time, everything. And I think it was a kid that was in one of his movies that he did before Jeepers Creepers. Horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude still... I think he made another one. I think Jeepers Creepers 3 just got made. But, like, people know about that shit now. And he gets a lot of flack for it. And he should.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those... I don't think this is a personal thing. It's political.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we'll fucking cut it, but it's one of those things that I don't think you can really rehabilitate. It's one of those, once you've done it, you've done it. But it's also, I don't know, it's complex because people go to jail for murder and eventually get out, and some of them never do anything again. So it's,
yeah,
I don't know.
The thing is, Roman Polanski, then he fled to France. He was a French citizen, so he fled to France, and they wouldn't extradite him.
Right.
So,
And still won't.
I think he did end up serving some time because he did leave and go to Switzerland, and authorities were able to catch him there. So, but I think maybe the statute of limitations was up, but they were able to get him on some other charges, and so he served like 9 months. But it was one of those things where he did get caught because he finally left France, but like they couldn't. Switzerland would charge him, but they wouldn't extradite him. So,
And the judge who presided over his case in 1989 died.
Of what?
I don't know.
probably old age, because when
a ritual.
When that incident took place was like 1977.
He got some milk in the middle of the night and tripped and fell on a hand grenade.
Yeah.
They ruled it a suicide.
Sounds like it to me.
Yeah, those cases are always fun.
What was that look?
I don't know. Almost said something that might have gotten me into trouble. Work related.
Oh.
A death certificate I saw.
Yeah. It's
of a lady that died of carbon monoxide poisoning in her driveway?
Yeah, it was ruled.
It was ruled.
It was ruled a murder.
No, it was
most foul.
Accidental. And I'm like, how do you accidentally die of carbon monoxide poisoning in a car that's running in a driveway?
The only thing I could think of is ice buildup over the muffler, or there was a leak in the exhaust and it went into the car.
You would think you would notice.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe not.
Why do I feel all tired?
But it was it cold out?
I don't know. They don't say on death certificate.
Well,
it would have given you the month.
Yeah. Like, when was...
It was August.
Well, then that would be odd.
It was a brisk August.
Like, if it was, like, December, January, they were just sitting in their car waiting for it to warm up.
Then it's possible.
It would be more likely.
Come on, wouldn't that suck? You get up at the crack of fucking dawn, you're like, fucking ice on my windshield, fuck this, I'm just gonna get in the car, crank the heat, and you fucking die? Actually, you didn't have to go to work that day, so that's a win. For me, anyway. Yeah, we'll just cut all that.
You just see Satan and his...
Yeah, his big barbed penis. Do you think it's barbed? I feel like there would be a barb, maybe two.
But why does he want to hook it in there?
Why not? If I had a hook on...
Because...
Look at him. He's thinking so carefully about what he wants to say.
I was going to say, if I had a hook on my penis, but let's not go there.
But then he destroys it. And if he wants the Antichrist to come out, he doesn't want to destroy the vagina.
The vagina. Dr. Tyrell. This destroys the vagina.
I'd watch that.
You watch a vagina get destroyed?
No, I'd watch him narrate a video
of the vagina being destroyed.
By Satan?
Yeah.
Can we make this?
Well, we could find some witches. Who have that hookup.
Yeah.
With Satan himself.
Yeah. Does anybody know anybody that's Wiccans? Anybody know any Wiccans?
Well, I thought Wiccans were nice.
You ever think Satan gets a bad rap?
Well, he used to be an angel.
Yeah.
But he fell for defying God and because he hated man.
Do you mean...
Is he wrong to hate man, though? We kind of suck.
Yeah.
To be honest.
But there is good, too.
There is, but there's not. I don't know.
It's such a small amount.
Theological.
I could see both sides of the argument. But at the end of the day, I don't want another man's dick in my wife. I don't give a shit who it is. Yeah, that's a good question. If it was God, would it be all right?
Well,
what happened with Jesus?
But it was more just blessed upon her, not him actually having sex.
Well,
No.
that's how Satan rolls. God apparently does it another way.
God's a little classy.
Yeah. He does just the touch.
He's like, hey man, I'm going to do you a solid. I'm not going to touch that. But I am going to.
Jake makes a comment that is considered sacrilege. It's been removed as it was later discussed and we decided it was probably a little too much.
I think God would laugh at this. You don't think so?
Oh.
He wouldn't crack a beer and be like, those TJD boys are alright.
With all your talk of murder in the well.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
Did we cross the line?
Like, I don't think so at first when you ask if Satan got bad rap, because I can understand maybe the question and the theological purpose behind it. When you're like,
A little too
far.
A little too
far.
blasphemous.
Okay. We'll take it back a little bit. Would it be different? Would you be okay with it if it was the flip side? It's not Satan.
Well, and see, the thing is, like, that, like, wasn't that done in a movie where it was, like, Legion, right?
It was called the Holy Bible.
Well, but, I mean, they put it in a movie form where, like, Legion, where the girl is bestowed upon with the Christ, and then it's up to all the demons on earth to try and stop her from having the child.
I must have missed this.
It had Dennis Quaid, had the kid from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift.
Isn't that the movie where there's that thing that's crawling up on the walls and shit like that?
Like, they're in a desolate diner out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was okay, actually. I think they made a TV show of it. Like, not the X-Men Legion, but, like, they actually made a Legion TV show.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah.
Is it okay, though?
I thought the movie was alright.
No, I
No.
mean, I'm talking about Jake's question.
I mean, for the right purposes, yes. I think that's fine, but Satan is here to... In the theological purpose, Satan wants a son to be able to destroy the world and bring it to its knees. And
What if he doesn't, though? Let's say Satan's just getting old.
it's a little Nicky situation. It's a little Nicky situation.
Yeah,
We're
maybe
going to
it
go
is.
to a little Nicky situation here.
Is Satan Harvey Keitel?
I'd want to go to hell if he was.
Reese Witherspoon's his mother. Harvey Keitel couldn't score Reese Witherspoon.
Are you high? He totally could. Actually, she's probably a stuck-up bitch, so no. Or no, maybe she's cool and I'm thinking, it's Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, you're thinking Gwyneth Paltrow. Actually, I think Reese would be a cool person.
Yeah.
Except she was married to Ryan Phillippe.
Yeah, she let David Fincher make Gone Girl.
Yeah. That pod where he called Gillian Flynn a dude. It's totally a chick that wrote that story.
Is it?
Well, it makes total sense now. When you think about the story, you're like, oh yeah, totally. But for whatever reason, I'm like, Gillian. It's like Gilligan. It's a dude. Because I don't vet anything on this show, I just talk out my ass.
It's okay. There are other different mediums that do the same thing.
That's true.
Hell, social media is just that, so...
We don't want to lead the good listeners astray.
No.
And I failed them.
But as long as we fact-check ourselves before we wreck ourselves, it's fine.
But we didn't.
But what I'm saying is we corrected ourselves.
Oh, that's true. For an episode that came out like a half a year ago. Actually, it came out today. What the fuck am I talking about?
Yeah.
Just, we did it a half a year ago. Oh, boy.
Oh, bother. And Jake's cough's back, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's just like the old days.
That's a throwback.
Throwback cough. No,
Shy
I'm-
guys in bondage. Cough.
Do we have more pros, more cons about this movie?
I got a pro. The pudding looked delicious.
I thought you were going to go in a Bill Cosby type.
The way you said
You're like, the pudding!
I was like, really? We already went there.
I can't do a Macy Gray right now. No, the pudding looked great. That's all I got.
Okay.
Although it did have this aftertaste.
This undertaste.
Is that what she said?
Yeah.
Undertaste.
Which is, I think, an aftertaste, pretty much, but...
A different way of saying it.
Yeah.
More confusing.
A non-Nebraskan way, I'll tell you that. I've never heard an undertaste.
I've never heard of that.
What did you think of the ending where she decides, you know what? It's my baby.
Fuck that shit. I'm stabbing it.
It is your child.
I don't fucking care. They are literally saying, "Hail Satan, I'm stabbing the baby."
But that's them. Maybe, here's a thought. Maybe she thinks she can guide him. You know, like little Nicky.
Yeah.
Your dad's Satan, but maybe you got a little mom in you as well. Well, I mean, you're gonna have a little mom in you, regardless.
I fucking loved the ending.
Yeah.
I loved it. Because it's all sorts of dark and twisted and fucked up. And you don't see that from a lot of movies. Especially back then. Most movies are end on a happy note. I mean, this one does too, because they're all together, they're a family.
Not really a happy... Because she already spit on her husband. I don't think they reconcile.
It ends on a very ambiguous note.
Yeah, you don't really know how things are going to turn out. You just know that she has committed herself to raising this child.
Right.
But isn't that what happens in The Omen too? Like, she commits herself to raising Damien.
I don't know.
I do think she eventually dies, but they made, like, what, 5 of those films?
And a remake.
Do you remember the baby's name?
Jerry.
In this?
Yeah.
It wasn't Jerry.
Yeah, I thought it was like Amy or Jerry. That's what she wanted to
That's
name it.
what she wanted to name it.
Adrian?
Yeah.
Hey, Adrian. Terrible.
Yeah, that was awful.
Hey. Hey there, Adrian. Why are you the devil?
You want to help me steal a picnic basket, Adrian?
What the fuck?
Hey, Yogi. Jesus Christ. Is that what it was?
No, I just
You turned the son of Satan into Yogi Bear.
Yeah, you're saying I sound like Yogi Bear?
No, I was just doing that for fun. You just said, hey.
That's a better cartoon.
Yogi Bear the Antichrist?
Yeah. I'd watch that.
Dude, I'd watch the fuck out of that.
Oh, what was the little one's name?
Boo Boo.
Boo Boo.
Hey, yo, Boo Boo.
Gee, Yogi. The fuck was that show about?
A bear.
Just a bear trying to live his life.
Trying to steal shit
Trying
from
to
people?
get picnic baskets, dude.
Smarter than the average bear.
Yeah.
Was he, though?
No, he was a moron. I do remember Simpsons, though, where Homer, like, is dreaming that he's Yogi, and then Ned is Ranger Rick, and he's like, now, Homer, don't be stealing those. And Homer just starts mauling him.
I remember that.
And Bart's like, should we be doing that to Ranger Ned? He goes, you're next if you don't shut up.
Yeah, he's Boo Boo.
Yeah. He goes, up. Oh.
We used to have a fascination with turning animals into cartoons.
I think we still do.
Do we?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of cartoons.
Well, you have the... Adventure Time.
Adventure Time. Jake the dog.
I mean, there's a dog.
What?
SpongeBob
SquarePants.
Regular show.
A sponge is an animal?
Well, but Patrick
Well, I
Star...
guess there are animals in it.
Regular show.
Yeah, that was animals. Alright, fine. Fuck me then. No.
Come on, Ty, let's do the chant so we can summon Satan. Let's get naked.
Alright, Live in La Vida Loca it is.
Yeah.
Or is it Mambo number 5? I forget which one.
To summon Satan?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know the rest.
I was gonna say.
I would have been impressed.
There's a bunch of women's names. I know that.
Monica?
Yeah, she's one.
Rachel?
I think so.
That's probably a name in there.
No.
Are you naming cast list of friends?
Joey?
Matthew Perry?
Matthew Perry, yeah.
Schwimmer?
No.
Oh.
Never Schwimmer.
No one likes Schwimmer.
Do we have budget information for this?
It was around $3 million.
Around $3 million.
Here, I got it. Sorry. It was $3.2 million, and it made $33.4.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
No.
Especially for the 60s.
And then I know they did try making a... They did make a direct-to-TV sequel, and everyone hated it. So it's called Look What's Happened to Rosemary's Baby. Patty Duke starred as Rosemary Woodhouse, and Ruth Gordon reprised her role as Minnie. So, and it...
He grew up to be Richie
Wait,
Cunningham.
what?
Yeah.
How old was she? What year was this?
76.
Oh,
So
I was going to say, holy shit.
about 8 years later.
I don't know why I was imagining like 2006, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Ruth Gordon, what?
The film introduced an adult Andrew / Adrian attempting to earn his place as the Antichrist.
Fuck that.
Earn his place.
I need to
How do you earn your place as the Antichrist?
You're born into that shit. Own it.
I kind of really want to read like what happened.
What, was Rosemary not the only candidate? Same
Maybe
as
not.
what made like a bunch of fucking kids.
That's a fucking movie series.
You make the children of Satan fight it
yeah,
out?
Battle to the Death.
Dude.
That's a fucking movie franchise.
You know, I wasn't sold on a sequel. That's a show right there. I'd watch that shit.
So
Probably be terrible.
in this, Rosemary takes him to a synagogue where they hide out, but the rabbis start getting screwed up because, well, they're housing the Antichrist. Guy is now a famous movie star, and that he has to try and come back and get Rosemary and Adrian because they ran off. They were trying to do some, like the cult was going to do something again with him. Yeah. Wow. Adrian knocks a child unconscious. A prostitute is after them. Yeah. They divide it up into 3 different books. Like they do the book of Rosemary, the book of Adrian, where he's older, and then the book of Andrew. So he actually gets amnesia and forgets who he is. So.
Yeah, it sounds stupid.
Sounds like an instant classic to me.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Anytime you're busting out amnesia.
Andrew also has a child.
Oh.
So they have Rosemary's grandchild.
What's his name? Hitler?
I don't know. They don't give it a name. He just finds a woman. So. And then, NBC did do a 4-hour miniseries with Zoe Saldana as Rosemary.
The chick from Star Trek?
Or Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah. Or Columbiana.
Huh. Do you guys want to do scenes?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go for it.
I'd probably have to say mine would be... I wasn't expecting this, and I didn't know what the hell was going on, is when she gets drugged, and they do the whole psychological mind fuck after she eats that pudding, where she is instantly transported to a boat, she's going down steps, she's naked, people are all around her, and she sees all these naked people while she's lying down on this bed, and her husband's there, and you see this scaly figure crawl on top of her, and she appears to be in ecstasy for a couple seconds and realizes what's happening and wondering if she's actually dreaming, and there's all these crazy cuts and effects and music, and it's just kind of a clusterfuck of all this different shit happening, and you're wondering, like, is this real? Like, what's happening? Is this a figment of her imagination? What's going on?
I'd have to pick the end scene where she goes through the door and it's in the next apartment over, and she walks out into the living room with a knife, and everybody kind of just turns and looks at her, and one lady screams, and she walks over and looks at the kid and has that great fucking reaction where it looks like genuine terror, like, what the fuck am I looking at? And she starts screaming, what have you done to his eyes? And there's something off-putting about, I don't know why, maybe it's just my upbringing and being around a bunch of idiot teenagers that are like, yeah, Satan, man, but like hearing old people chant Hail Satan is very off-putting.
It's very unsettling.
Yeah, that adds like an extra creepy factor to it. Just a weird thing. I don't know why, but the whole thing is just very disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as the scene goes on, it gets more and more disturbing when you realize, oh shit, she's going to care for this kid, or it at least seems that way. And it's just, I don't know, it's the scene I always remember when I think of it.
Mine would be where she starts putting it all together. Like, she gets that book from Hutch. Well, not exactly from him, but from his secretary. She gives him the book after he died, and he says the name is a, what do you call it?
An anagram.
Anagram. And she starts putting it all together. She started to read all that research. And I just was like, wow. It pulled me in because, frankly, the other Polanski book or movie I like is The Ninth Gate, and it deals with a lot of books and research and all that, and that's why. So I really enjoyed that, and I was like, this kind of reminds me of that, and I'm just like, did he kind of write The Ninth Gate as like just an offshoot? So, but yeah, I just loved her putting it all together and starting to figure it all out and being like, well, I've known this the whole time, but I'm glad you finally figured it out. But it was kind of cool to see, like, this main coven guy was actually the father of Roman. So, yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah. By the way, this film is a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. 87% user, but 99% overall. So.
Holy shit.
But now the whole scene that Drew talked about, it kind of allows you to know, like, why they asked her if she was very religious or not. Where they're like, oh, we don't believe in God because, well, they believe in Satan. And then because they don't want her going into church or anything. And because, like, I think that's what the second one explores, is she actually goes somewhere holy. And shit goes wrong because he's an unholy thing in a holy place.
Well, she did say she was Catholic.
But she also said
she said she didn't know.
Yeah, she didn't know anymore. Because she said, I was raised Catholic, but because Guy really wasn't religious, she didn't follow anything anymore. So that left her open. Like they always say, if you have no religion, like in all the horror movies, like people with no religion are open more to the evil forces. Because
You believe that?
Not fully. There are plenty of people we've seen that were holy and can be corrupted as well.
Yeah, think of that guy from Dead Alive, that priest.
A shining example.
Yeah. He ends up becoming a fucking zombie creature.
Shit, if it happened in an old Peter Jackson movie, it could happen to anyone.
It's not even that old. It's not as old as Rosemary's Baby.
It's still 30 years old.
Yeah, true.
But no, I don't think that's totally true. So.
Religion.
Mm-hmm. Topic we don't get into too much.
We dabble.
We do it for frailty.
Yeah. And we did kind of for this, but this is like, this movie, like these Satanists are like offended when she says God's name. Like,
oh yeah,
they are pissed that she keeps saying it.
Right.
They're like, he's dead.
God is dead.
So the real question is Time Magazine run by a bunch of devil worshippers?
It sure seems that way.
Well, again, Hitler was Man of the Year.
So was Stalin.
Mistakes were made. Well, we talked politics, religion, and anything else that could piss someone off.
Dog poo.
No, that's not true. We didn't talk about the national anthem.
We did talk about Living La Vida Loca. That probably pissed a lot of people off because now they got that song stuck in their head.
There's some guy that's been waiting. He's like, I'll give him a pass, but if they talk about Ricky Martin, I'm fucking done. And his name's Scott.
Summers?
Yeah, Scott Summers.
Oh.
No, more gay than that.
Jeez. You know Ricky Martin is gay, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Fun fact, actually, no. I'm not even gonna. Too embarrassing of a personal story.
You slept with Ricky Martin?
No. Hell no. Well, no.
Just no. You went from no.
It's just that one time where he made it.
So when Livin' La Vida Loca was at the height of its popularity,
2000. Okay.
my grandmother bought me a blue sparkled shirt that I had to wear.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I wore it. And
Proudly.
I wanted to die.
Picture it didn't happen.
No.
I need to see this.
Yep, so I would have been 11?
Yeah.
Yep. Wearing that Ricky Martin fucking stupid shirt.
Did you listen to Livin' La Vida Loca?
Not really. It was popular. You know how old people are.
It was not only on 98.5, it was also on 107.3.
And that's how you knew it was real.
It's because it was everywhere. All right.
It's the thought that counts, right?
Yeah. We already kind of went into fun facts with the Manson and the Beatles and all that. Anything else we got for this?
No. I'm sure there's other creepy shit, but...
Well, I really wanted to pick Mannequin.
We haven't even done reviews.
Oh, yeah. Shoot. Man, we did. Okay, yeah. Fuck.
You remember the whole purpose of the pod?
Yeah, you slipping?
No, I am. Slipknot.
Come on. Oh, God. Come on, old timer. Slipknotting?
Yeah.
All right. Drew, this was your pick.
Oh, Jake's taking over. Okay, that's fine.
This was my pick. Yeah, I wanted to pick this. I'd never seen it before, and it's been heralded as one of the greatest scary movies of all time. I really didn't know what to expect. I really didn't know anything about it. Luckily, I didn't have it spoiled for me. But this is an intriguing piece of film. Mia Farrow is great as the lead. She's very captivating to watch at times, especially as she gets progressively more and more crazy. Not even crazy though, because she's actually right about what's happening.
Quick aside, because I can't believe I forgot to ask this because I thought this. Do you think that was actually Mia Farrow or it was a body double?
When she got naked?
Yeah. Like, the first time when it's dark, I think it, was her, but then she kept doing her whole back to the camera, and they really hid her body. So when I think they do the actual, scene, Drew's scene, I think it's a body double.
You mean the scene where they paint on her? And...
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Does it matter? I guess I don't know her body type well enough to guess. Whoever it was looked nice.
Yeah, good for them. They have a nice body. Sorry, I thought you guys would have a debate, but alright, move on. Go ahead, Drew. Fuck you all.
Anyways, no, I think Mia Farrow's, she's very believable. And the rest of the cast is very, very weird, I guess I would say. I don't know, this movie kind of gave me an Invitation kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And Polanski kind of leads you down this road of what's happening, and all the pieces are falling into place, like some giant puzzles being formed as you're watching this thing. You kind of know what's happening, but at the same time, you're wondering where it's going to go. It's a great story. Like, I was genuinely I was enthused pretty much the whole time watching it. I can see why a lot of people like this movie. I think more people need to watch this movie, but it's, people have this stigma about watching older films. I don't know why that is, but this holds up. For 68, it holds up.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it a lot. I'd give it an 8.7.
Yeah, I think Mia Farrow's great. I think, most of your side characters are pretty good. Some of them aren't really given that much to do, but I think, there's not really anybody that comes to mind that didn't do pretty well at their part. Yeah, Polanski's made a dark, disturbing, creepy film. I wouldn't really call it scary. It's not like an Exorcist type movie.
No, but it puts you on pins and needles. Though.
Yeah, it's a good kind of thriller.
Yeah,
it's dark.
I agree.
It's a pretty twisted story, pretty taboo subject, but I think he navigates it well. I think all the shots are pretty great. Like we said earlier, the pacing's pretty good. It's not even a con, but I'll mention it. The music's kind of hit and miss. Some of it sounds kind of goofy, but that might just be, budget or whatever. It's an older film, so I don't know. There could be some reason, but sometimes it works and sometimes it kind of takes you out of the scene, I guess. But yeah, I think this movie's great. I'd give it a 9.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say what you guys haven't, or what you've said already. I mean, to reiterate it, Mia Farrow she's good. The rest of the supporting cast is serviceable. Like, they do their jobs, and they add a level of creepiness, like that. I want to kind of say Pleasantville, like, oh, hey, we're all nice, but, like, underneath they're actually, like, evil as shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know who you can trust. Roman does a great job leaving those lingering shots where he's like, something else is happening here. I'm just not going to come out and tell you what it is. Like, he focuses on that closet really early in the movie and doesn't come back until the last 5 minutes of the film. But you just know something's up with that closet. You even kind of forget about the closet until about the last 15 minutes. And then you're like, oh, shit. Now you know why things were happening the way they were.
Right.
So, yeah, it really holds up. And if you were able to see it without having be spoiled for you, great. Glad you were able to do it. And if we spoiled it for you, well, we did kind of warn you. So, but.
I'm really glad I didn't have this spoiled for me.
I'm genuinely surprised that somebody could go this long without getting it spoiled. Just because it's one of those movies that, I don't know, just...
People even make offhand comments about it. Like, they're just like, it's just like Rosemary's Baby. Like, it's an abomination.
Right.
So, and, yeah.
So, yeah, you're pretty fortunate. That doesn't happen to a lot of people, I'd
Drew's
imagine.
just not a social guy, I guess.
Oh, I kind of figured, like, when I heard about it and kind of discovered it, I kind of figured it was kind of like a Damien type situation, but you don't know until you actually see it. You didn't give a review.
Oh, sorry, I didn't give a number right. You're right. I'll give it a 9.
Sorry?
A 9.
God damn, I gave it the lowest?
It's not a competition.
No.
It's just your love.
I liked it, though.
That's okay.
Like I said, really, the only thing that detracted from me and some of it is because it was ruined, but for me. But even if it wasn't, I really think the whole time I would just sided with Mia Farrow and thought she's fine.
Yeah.
Had it turned out she was not, like, the whole, like, it was a thriller where she thought she happened to be crazy, that would have shocked me.
Yeah.
But
would you have liked that more?
I don't think so. Like,
Yeah,
I kind of like that she ended up being like, yeah, this is actually happening to me.
Sometimes that twist works, and sometimes you're like, why the fuck did I watch this? Like, it could go either way.
That one I don't think would have worked as well, though. No.
Can I say that I'm genuinely surprised, like, Polanski, with the subject matter and everything being as taboo as it was, that they were able to make this film the way they did. And the fact that, like, yeah, she's sticking with Satan's baby at the end of the movie. Like, that was... Do you think they did, like, test groups and, like, what'd you think of that ending? They're like, well, you know, the whole thing, aside from her wanting to be with Satan's baby...
I mean, I don't know how you would test group for a movie like this or The Exorcist. Like, because... Think back to when The Exorcist came out. People were fucking... They were
fainting.
fucked up.
They were fainting.
Because they'd never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, I don't want to say that religion's not popular today, but I don't think religion is taken as seriously as it was.
Mm-hmm.
So for something to come out back then that was so shocking, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something recent that would have been even comparable to it. Can you think of anything?
Maybe The Conjuring.
I mean...
Because I think James Wan does a good job with his horror films.
I'd say in terms of the effect that it had on people, maybe The Passion of the Christ, because I remember hearing a lot of shit about that. And I never saw it personally, but I remember hearing stories. And
it was a hell of a movie, and it was very moving. But that was, I think I've mentioned it on the pod before, that is one of the films I don't think I could bring myself to ever watch again, though.
It's just brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Yeah, I remember news outlets reporting, like... It was having a visceral impact on people.
Going nuts coming out of the theaters and stuff.
And it's a different type of movie, but it's the only thing I can think of where it was genuinely kind of having that type of effect on people.
Yeah, that movie. Mm-hmm.
If you were to pick between this and The Exorcist...
Honestly, I've never seen the original.
You've never seen The Exorcist?
Not all the way through, no. I've only... It'll pop up on, like, AMC or TMC or something like that.
I would pick The Exorcist hands down.
Yeah, I would too.
They're both great, but it's not even I don't even need to think about it. Because there's...
I'd pick Stay Alive.
I'd pick a noose. Do I get to pick a noose?
Oh.
Well...
But, all right. I think I have dumbstruck Jake. Anything else with this?
I don't know.
I'm just going to go now. Okay. So I really wanted to pick Mannequin, but I'm having a hard time finding an actual copy of it. Because I really don't want to drop $5 for Mannequin.
How is that a scary movie?
Well, I didn't know we were doing...
It's October, motherfucker.
Yeah, it is October.
That was the other reason, is I didn't really want... Like, I forgot it was October and that we were doing scary movies. So, I'm going to have to think on it. I am kind of... Like, just because we did watch a Roman Polanski film, I am kind of thinking about doing The Ninth Gate.
Okay.
So...
It's been a long time.
It's more of a... It's not a horror film. It's more of a thriller, like Rosemary's Baby. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I still would put it in there because of what it deals with, occult shit and that, so...
Does Polanski have a thing for the devil?
I think he does.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, you are talking about pedophile.
What's that have to do with the devil?
I don't know. And maybe I come up with another horror movie in the meantime, so we'll see. There might be another one out there. Maybe I picked The Frighteners.
Never saw it.
Peter Jackson and Michael J. Fox. He was scared the whole movie?
Yeah.
Is that what you were referring?
Oh my God.
Fucking Jake. I actually really love Michael Jackson.
He loves you too.
Michael Jackson loved you too, yeah.
Michael J. Fox. I always thought he was a great actor. Very charismatic.
I like Michael J. Fox. I'm sure he's a nice guy.
So...
No one ever calls him chicken.
No. Except unless you're Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers. Do you get that reference, Jake?
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand.
All right.
Talking about the second movie.
Yeah, and the third.
Was he in the third?
Yeah, at the very end. when Marty decides not to race him.
Yeah, third's the train one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the third one.
It's the weakest.
Actually, I think the second one has become the weakest.
What?
We will have a debate on this and why I used to love the second. Actually, the first has become my favorite, and I think the second now has become what I think is the weakest.
Yeah, the first was always the best.
No, I used to always think the second one was the best.
Hey, you, get your damn hands off her.
So good.
All right, that'll do it for this week. Like, share, subscribe, Facebook, Twitter, email. Give us a shout. We want to talk to you.
You mean go outside and actually shout?
TJD
movie
No,
review.
just you. Shout is now a sponsor of TJD, so you shout when you want.
The laundry?
Yeah.
Huh.
You're getting
Where's
money?
my money?
Yeah, well, where's my money?
I'm lying. We don't have a sponsor.
I don't think any company dares.
If somebody would sponsor TESD, I think they would do this.
God, that's a good pod.
Yeah, it is.
All right. I think that'll do it for this week. I'm Ty.
Jake.
And I'm Drew.
Boy.